Hey there, it's Bobby Legs, and welcome to another episode of Bobby Legs Loves Watches. And today I will be reviewing the Archimede Outdoor 41. I'd like to thank my buddy John for sending this watch in for review. It's because of generous subscribers like John and others sending watches in that I'm able to produce content on a regular basis. Now, before we get into the video, please remember to like and subscribe and click that bell icon to get notifications every time I upload new videos. I love making these videos, and I hope you like them too. So let's get on with the review. So one of the first things that struck me when I unboxed this watch was definitely the case shape and the appearance of a integrated bracelet system. It is not, but more about that in a bit. So we do have a case diameter of 41 millimeters, 45 millimeters diameter from 9 o'clock to the tip of the crown. Now this is lugless, but I'll call it a lug-to-lug measurement of 46.5 millimeters, 11.2 case thickness with a flat sapphire crystal, 20 millimeters on the lugs. It's not, like I said, it's not an integrated bracelet system, and that's fine. Now the bracelet is, let's jump right to the bracelet. It's a stainless steel brushed bracelet, oyster style. You do have 23 millimeters here at the top where it meets the case, and it aggressively trims down to 18 millimeters. So this watch is actually very comfortable to wear, and it has been a pleasure wearing this watch. I've been wearing it pretty much on a daily basis for the last couple of weeks. The clasp is milled and double push button deployment, fold over for clasp. Let's get that there. You can hear a nice satisfying snap, and the width here is 21 millimeters, and I just note that because I'm going to bring that up in a little bit. Archimede signed in the back and on the clasp with the logo. You do have a screw down case back. Now this watch is 200 meters water resistant, so a lot of water resistance for a field watch. Normally, typically you expect maybe 50 meters water resistance, 100 meters if you're lucky, but this is a 200. It's a screw down crown. The crown measured just under 7 millimeter diameter. I got a 6.9 reading on that. Let's unscrew it. I get a nice pop. The first position is to wind. Second position, let's see if I get that. Yep, is to change the date. And the third position is to change the time. It is powered by the Sellita 200-1 workhorse movement, 26 joule, 4 hertz movement, 38-hour power reserve. There's no indication on Archimede's website whether they regulate it or do anything with it. So these are just basic Sellita 200-1 facts that I'm giving you. So let's get right to the case, which I think is one of the stars of the show. And it is a very interesting case size, case shape, very reminiscent of a lot of the 70s design. I feel like I'm kind of looking at not an homage, I wouldn't call it that, but a nod to some of those other lugless integrated bracelet case shape styles that you see out that are very, very popular at the moment. It is anti-magnetic, 80,000 AMs, hardened stainless steel. The bracelet is not of the hardened stainless steel, although you can purchase that as an option upgrade on the Archimede site. But the bracelet is that's here stock is not, and John told me that at the time they didn't have that hardened steel bracelet available. Otherwise, he would have gone for it. So the case is brushed, very nicely done. You have these kind of like dimples or divots right here at the edge of the case, and it's I move around the head of the watch a lot to get comfortable during the course of the day. with all my watches, and it's nice to be able to. It fits perfectly with my fingers to move it up and down. So it's a nice little touch. Now let's take a look at this dial. Very interesting dial. At first, I didn't know what to make of it. So you have a black dial. You have these indices at the hour positions, and then you have the hour indices, the hour, the numbers right under them, and they're going in the same direction, if you know what I mean, as the indice marker. For example, let me bring up my Zin 857 UTC. As you can see, like, you know, the hour numbers are are independent, really, of the direction of where the hour indices are going. So hopefully that helps bring home the point that I'm making. So it's a little bit different, and I didn't know how I felt about it. It kind of made the flow of the indices longer and more protruding of the center of the dial for me. So it's just really interesting. You have these loom, and these indices are loomed, and so are the hands. Now, the second hand is this heat blued steel second hand. So very, very cool, and it has loom at the tip. The hour and minute hands also is loomed as well. So you see that also where you would, I guess you would call it the chapter ring, or where the chapter ring would be. You have the minute track there, and the minute track is not on the dial. Archimede at the 12 o'clock position written out, and outdoor water resistant 28 ATM anti-magnetic at the 6 o'clock position. So let's jump into some of my thoughts on the watch and some of the things that I think could use some improvement, and then some of the things that I really, really like about this watch. Now, so for me, what struck me, and I still don't know how I feel about it. I'm not sure if my eyes are playing a trick, but it feels like the bracelet, and I'm not talking about this faux integrated system. I'm totally fine with that. But it seems like the standard stainless steel bracelet doesn't really match to me, color scheme wise. Whatever they use to harden the stainless steel here, the brushed stainless steel, feels to me like it changed the color ever so slightly of it. So it's a little more matted. I know there's some polished aspects to it, but the bracelet just doesn't seem to me that it's a perfect match. I don't know. There's something, and it's ever so slight, and it's very hard to describe. So let me bring back the 857 from Zin. It's tegamented. The case, both the case and bracelet are tegamented, and you see, like, to me, it matches a little bit better than the case and bracelet of the Archimede. But that could be just me. I mean, I don't know if I'm seeing things or not. Another thing that about the bracelet and especially the clasp here is that this clasp feels a little too much for the bracelet and for a field watch in general. I don't think they needed to go all the way with 6 micro adjusts. I think a clasp with 3 micro adjusts would have been just fine. Now this tapers down to 18, but the clasp is about 21 millimeters thick, and it just doesn't feel like it matches really well with that for me. At the end of the day, the bracelet, and I'm just going to do a quick wrist shot. The bracelet and the clasp are fine separately, as you know, but together, I mean, look, the watch fits great. I mean, I can't complain. It really fits well on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. It's a really nice sweet spot. The 41 millimeters is not too big because of this lugless case design. But I just feel like this is a little bit much. If they could have gone a little bit thinner on the clasp, I think it would have just flowed a little bit better. Now let's get back into some of the things that I need improvement. And well, it's not that most of these are just subjective, right, guys? So I'm not really complaining. I mean, fundamentally, the watch is fine. You know, I'm just not. At first, I wasn't crazy about the hour numbers and the indices and the way they were flowing together, and I just touched on just before. It just didn't look right. It's just playing tricks with my eyes or something like that. Maybe it's just like it's interrupted. So you have the indice and then it stops, and you have a little daylight of black dial there, and then you have the number, and it just looked a little strange for me. I have to tell you though, over the course of time, I didn't mind it so much, and I actually, you know, kind of like it. It's a little bit different. So that was an issue for me that actually wasn't really an issue. It just took some getting to used to. So if you're 99% there on this watch, like you're like, I'm gonna pull the trigger on it, but I just don't know about this layout. Just think about it for a while, because I think, or pull the trigger on it, and you could always sell it, but you may be surprised. It may end up working for you. Some of the things I really love about this one, I really love the case shape. I'm so into it. It's such a cool and different case shape than anything I have in my collection. Now, this is not my watch. This is John's watch, but it is so very cool. It wears so well, so comfortable, as I mentioned before. This is a great field watch. It's tough. You have that anti-magnetic, which, you know, may be important to you or not, but it has 200-meter water resistance, and so you don't have to worry about that. I mean, this watch can definitely take a beating. That hardened case, and if you get it on the hardened bracelet, it's going to be that much more difficult to scratch. So you can really, really trust this watch going through and beating it up. If you like. Now, this watch retails with the stainless steel bracelets is for around 1,100 euros. So snapshot in time, like right now, that's about 1,300, a little over $1,300. There might be a slight upcharge, I believe, for this. Well, there is a slight upcharge for the hardened stainless steel bracelet. The site says 140 euro, but without the VAT, it's like 120. So that you're looking at maybe like 130, 140 bucks. Upcharge on that. In my opinion, worth it, because I feel like it would match the case better. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this German field watch. I'd love to hear your comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.